Welcome to Mindful Matters, the podcast where calm conversation meets everyday life. Let's take a breath and begin.
Welcome back to Mindful Matters. Being Mindful Matters. I want to be mindful today and explore the different autistic profiles, autism profiles. I'll try to move through this pretty quick to give general information on it, and as usual, I'll try to post some reliable resource links. Of course, you have your classic autism. Often appears early, okay, sometimes before roughly the age of 2, okay, with clear differences in communication and social reciprocity and repetitive behaviors. Children may show delayed or atypical language development, limited eye contact or joint attention, strong reliance on routines, sensory sensitivities. This profile reminds us that autism is not a behavioral problem. It is a neurological difference that requires patience, structured, and predictable support. And Asperger profile. This was considered it was a separate diagnosis in the past, but they transitioned it into ASD spectrum. Although no longer a separate diagnosis, the Asperger profile remains a useful descriptor. Okay, individuals often have strong vocabulary and verbal expression, difficulty reading social cues, intense focused interest, sensory sensitivities, challenges with flexible thinking. This profile teaches caregivers and parents that verbal ability does not equal social ease. Many children with this profile experience hidden anxiety because they are expected to act neurotypical despite neurological differences. And high functioning autism. This informal term describes autistic individuals with average or above average intelligence and mild support needs. However, high functioning can be misleading because it hides internal struggles, it minimizes sensory overload, it overlooks social exhaustion, it creates unrealistic expectations. A better approach is to describe support needs, not functioning levels. And low functioning autism, another informal term, often referring to individuals with limited or no spoken language, significant support needs in daily living, co-occurring intellectual disabilities, high sensory vulnerability. This profile reminds us that communication is not limited to speech. Many individuals communicate through AAC, gestures, behavior, or sensory expression. PDA profile, pathological demand avoidance. PDA is characterized by extreme anxiety when faced with demands, avoidance through negotiation, distraction, humor, or withdrawal, high need for autonomy, difficulty with perceived control. Okay, this is not defiance, it's a fight or flight triggered by expectations. PDA-friendly strategies emphasize collaboration, choice, and low-pressure communication. Sensory-focused autism. Some individuals experience autism primarily through sensory differences, sound sensitivity, texture aversion, light sensitivity, movement seeking, deep pressure needs. Sensory focus profiles highlight the importance of sensory diets, occupational therapy, and environmental adjustments. Social communication profile. This profile centers on difficulty reading facial expressions, challenges with back and forth conversation, limited understanding of social nuance, difficulty interpreting tone and sarcasm. These individuals benefit from explicit teaching of social rules, visual support, and predictable communication. Predictable communication. Restricted or repetitive behavior profile. Okay, and this profile emphasizes repetitive movements, rigid routines, intense interest, strong need for predictability. Okay, these behaviors are not problems, they are regulation tools. They help the nervous system stay calm, organized, and safe. What these profiles teach us about autism. Um, Across all profiles, several truths remain. Okay, autism is sensory-based neurotype. Sensory processing differences shape behavior, communication, and emotional regulation. Behavior is communication. Every meltdown, shutdown, or avoidance pattern has a trigger, usually sensory, emotional, or cognitive overload. Okay, and support may be individualized, person-centered, what that child needs. You know, what this child needs might not be what that one needs, person-centered. Okay, two children with the same diagnosis may have completely different needs. That's a fact. Strengths matter as much as challenges. Okay, autistic individuals often show a deep focus, honesty, pattern recognition, creativity, and unique problem solving. And the goal is not to fix autism. The goal is to support the child's nervous system, communication, and sense of safety. I figured I would put this out here on different autistic profiles. And I'll post some links for anyone that's interested in continuing to learn. Help yourself, help your child. Well, have a good day. Stay safe and peaceful.